Hello, I hope everyone is doing well today. So it's been a few days since I last posted an update to this series, Building Your Own Pure from Scratch, but unfortunately life got in the way a little bit and I didn't get to play for a couple days. Couple that with the fact that I have been grinding from 30 to 60 range as the next part of this video, and there's not really a whole lot of exciting clips that go along with that. I figured the fastest way to train range would be with a cannon. However, since I am trying to be self-sustaining aside from the initial couple 100K startup I gave myself, I opted for other methods, and when trying to decide how to go about that, I remembered that not too long ago I actually made a video about range training, so I went and watched my own video, as silly as that sounds. I decided to use a bone crossbow and bone bolts and kill rock crabs. Unfortunately, I was only able to play during peak times, and most worlds were pretty crowded, so I did opt for the PvP worlds, which is actually a pretty good idea because in order to be really efficient with something like this, you need to constantly have crabs on you at all times, and this was the only way for me to do that. You do have to watch out for people who will like to kill you for your 2K bone bolts. I know this because I was once one of those noobs. At 40 range, I decided to go over to sand crabs due to the fact that they have 10 more HP. I experienced the same problem finding an open world, so I did again go to a PvP world, and in the entire time training from 40 to 50 range here, I did not run into a single threat. That's not to say you won't, but I did not see any PKers that were in my level range. Now, training in this level range in this gear, I managed to get low to mid 20s in terms of thousands of experience per hour, about 20 to 24K experience per hour. So I hit 50 range here, and I decided to celebrate by killing somebody's scout up here. So I'm going to go ahead and count this as a 1-0 kill to death ratio. So yeah, this was a totally legitimate kill here. I want to say this took me around 6 hours to go from 31 to 50 range, although that's not entirely accurate because I do ultimately end up wasting a lot of time doing stupid things because I get distracted like a child. I cannot just get a clue scroll and not do it because I always think, well, what if this is the one that gives me Robin Hood or Ranger boots? It never is, but it still kind of adds an element of fun to the game, and that I really appreciate. So in going from 50 to 60 range, I switched my weapon out for a magic short bow with mithril arrows, and I went to this little island off the west coast of Brimhaven for moss giants. This is a great place because you can stand here right by this fern and have access to two moss giants that cannot reach you, and you will seldom see players on this island, so you won't have to compete with anyone for giants, and also your safe space will not be compromised by a wandering giant at all. So with using range potions and mithril arrows on these moss giants, I got about 23K experience per hour around level 50 and 51, up to about 28K experience per hour from 59 to 60. Getting 60 range seemed a little bit arbitrary since I am going to be doing MSB to G Maul, at least to start out. I will ultimately want to get at least 61 so that I can have Rune Crossbow with Dragon Bolt is essentially a backup KO once I've used my G-Maul spec. In the next video, I will be getting the remaining requirements to start PKing, so that will include 50 attack and 50 strength for the G-Maul. I will probably get 61 range, and then I have not yet decided whether or not I want to get 13 prayer yet or not. Whatever I do, I will remain self-sustaining from here on out, so making this 200K from killing moss giants has helped pay off all of the arrows I used and actually made a little bit of a profit, so that's always helpful. Alright, thank you for watching this video. We'll see you next time.